You're in rough shape.
Well, yeah, I'm beat up.
It's a good thing it's Friday.
Hi. Cheers. We started early.
Pre-drinking.
Yeah.
It's important to warm up before any event, including Friday sips.
Yes. Agree.
Welcome to Friday, Kathy and Anthony.
Time to sip.
Time to sip. Today, we shall stay firmly in the practical side of things. It's we're going to taste a single barrel offering versus its regular release counterpart. We've done that before.
We have.
Most recently with Blanton's, which is what I'm drinking.
Oh.
In my pre-drink.
How lovely.
And at that time, we concluded those two bottles are certainly different, which is not surprising. They're single barrels. But we decided it wasn't enough to conclude that something was special about.
It wasn't heads and tails better.
No, but it's also a single barrel all the time. These are not.
Right.
So we're going to taste Rittenhouse. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to taste Rittenhouse, which is kind of, they just now started doing single barrels. That's a private offering from Hazel's in Boulder. And then we're going to visit something we've been raving about for a long time, the Boulder Spirits Cast Strength Bourbon, not widely available. But one of your favorite stores in Arvada, Spirits Wine Provisions, did a barrel pick of that. Mm-hmm. So will there be a difference between a 6-barrel batch and a single barrel? Well, I don't know.
We'll find out.
Actually, I do know because both those bottles are open.
I can't help but notice that they're not.
Cannot help but notice that it would not be the first sip out of one of those bottles.
How about that? Weird.
Yeah.
Well, what should we start with?
I think. Oh, first of all, I want to thank everybody. There's Larry. Larry.
Hi, Larry.
We got some nice input based on our week 4 last.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
What would y'all like to see? So thank you very much for taking the time to send such wonderful suggestions.
Kathy, I know where you can get one of these sweet SGFR shirts.
Yes, we know where a shit ton of them live.
There's a pile of them.
Similar pile of hats.
Yeah. Pretty sure they actually reproduce in my garage. So
I even already have Kathy's address.
Oh, we'll send one. What
Kathy,
size you need.
Let us know what size you'd like.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you guys all are sick of hearing it, but Slow Guy and the Fast Ride is our bicycle-related content. And then Dawn Patrol MTB is the mountain bike related content. So, but yeah, t-shirts, pretty rad. We didn't even plan this, by the way.
No, mine's different though than Dan's. It's hard to see, but it has cappuccino on it that I spilled a little while ago.
We're even wearing the same colored shorts. It's actually quite embarrassing.
We're not going to stand up and show you that though.
All right. Thank you for the feedback. We will take it to heart. We are going to
Donner Pass is here too.
Hey, Donner Pass, what's up?
Isn't it nice to have people to drink with on Friday?
It really is. Yeah. I could use it, honestly.
Amen. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're going to start with Rittenhouse. I think this is notable because as I was thinking about this, more often than not, single barrel offerings are meant to appeal to whiskey geeks, and so they aren't typically inexpensive whiskeys. Not always the case, and it seems like Heaven Hill's pretty good at it because you can get Elijah Craig small batch bourbon single barrels that are whatever $30, $35.
Yeah.
You can get Larceny single barrels for $35. I think I paid $30 for the bottled and the private pick, and these are $26 all over the place. So I gotta finish my drink.
This is.
And
funny.
by the way, Dan neglected to bring the official glasses.
I did.
Because we didn't, we don't usually do this here. And so we're using, this did come from Anthony from Last Cut Crystal. It's got the awesome logo on the bottom that does not look like a penis. So it is one of Anthony's, and I'm drinking out of the Danport glass. And then hopefully he will not be Dan-pouring me for these sips.
I already Dan-poured my warm-up set.
I should probably just put this in the dump
glass. That would be a smart thing. This is why we get in trouble. But you're not going anywhere today. You can do whatever you want. Kathy, I empathize entirely with your bathroom remodel. We are currently having our kitchen redone, and hence one of the reasons we're here, because everything that was in my kitchen is now in my garage.
We should probably have separate glasses.
Which one should I pour first? Well, okay, go get glasses.
I'll get separate glasses, and that way we can have them both go.
All right. Do we want to do this so it's secret or no? Okay. So I'm just going to pour this. This is the standard off the shelf $25 Rittenhouse Rye. Do we want to kill this, Bob?
It's okay if we do.
But do we want to? Are we being responsible today?
Well, that's up to you.
I'm going to be
How
responsible.
long do you
today.
want to stay here?
Till tomorrow, I guess. All right, so that's the standard issue Kablooey. And then this is the $35 private... 35?
32, 30, something like that.
All right, still bottled and bond.
I
But-
need to go there that soon.
Ah. So tight. Oh, that's right. Twisty cap. Forgot.
Barrel pick does not have an age statement. Hazel's is real bad about... Oh, excuse me. Is he barreled on? Well, it doesn't... Not exactly. So it does give a barreled on date of April of 2018. So that makes it... What, April of 23? It'd be 5 years. So roughly 5 years. Which I imagine these are, 4 to 5 years old anyway.
I poured Dan Light for you.
Thank you. So in the Glencairn is the single barrel,
Yes, correct.
and then the Danpor
The Danpor is the regular.
The regular.
Regular and high test. All right.
And I still didn't get the camera right because you.
We successfully poured the glasses. That's
We got whiskey in the glass.
all right. That's Rittenhouse.
I forgot which is which.
This is the standard issue.
Standard issue.
It's like Pikesville Light.
I never think it tastes like Pikesville.
I think it's got like the pininess. It's just a lighter.
I'm always surprised at the difference in Elijah Craig, Small Batch Rye, Rittenhouse, and Pikesville. They're all very different to me.
I love Pikesville. I bet if we had Pikesville right next to us right now, I would say it's probably a lot different. It's not.
I have a bottle of Pikesville over there.
I'm sure you do, but let's stick with Rittenhouse today. But it is. It's good, nice piney nose.
Larry. When we sent Larry shirts, we were very concerned about the right size. And so he sent me his pit to pit measurement so I could then go measure the shirt. So that's what he
Side
just...
boob to side boob.
He just, in my case, yeah, the man boob. He just instructed Kathy to do it. Kathy, you don't have to do that, but I will certainly measure the shirts as I did for Larry. This is always good.
It is. It's quick. It's a quick finish, I will say.
Yeah, it's certainly not complicated or sophisticated or anything. But look, for the money, and it makes a hell of a...
Actually, before I do that.
You wouldn't know this, but it makes a hell of a Manhattan. So
That's
good,
a different
good
language.
for cocktails.
So this has a different nose for sure. The single barrel.
Seems like less of a nose.
I'm getting plenty of a nose, but it's sweeter. Like the standard is more piney. This has piney with some like green apple or something.
A little hotter.
Yeah, a little more punch. Similar flavor. Longer finish, slightly.
And much fatter on the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's better. And I don't even know how many bottles of Rittenhouse have been through here.
Yeah, you're right. It's a better experience.
It is more lush on the tongue.
Yeah,
Finish is definitely longer. It is spicier.
it is.
A little wee bit hotter, but not hot. I think that's enough better to say that that was a good pick.
I would say that this is better than some $50 and $60 ryes on the shelf.
I would
sure.
agree. But I think sometimes that's better than some 50.
That's also true.
But I think that is better enough that it's hard to say that it wasn't worth having a private pick of that.
Yeah,
I think it's worth even the $3 or $4 extra I paid for sure.
I would say so. And we talked about this before. So I was just in Seattle, and I went to, on somebody's recommendation, I forget who recommended it, but I went to Copperworks whiskey, which I thought was really good. But then you look at the price of the bottles, and it was like, it was good, but it wasn't $90 good, And I think, especially when there's stuff out there that's $30,
And I think if you're a local and you're supporting that business, there's certainly some value to that.
Yeah.
But it's tough, and that goes back to how it's just sometimes hard to support the smaller distilleries they kind of have to try. They don't have any economies of scale.
Yeah.
So they have to charge more money to make it happen. And I will always do that once in a while.
Yeah. But I also bought a t-shirt, so it's not like I didn't buy anything. And it was a lovely, if you ever find yourself in Seattle, it's worth a visit. I mean, they have these beautiful, beautiful pot stills that they got from Scotland. It took them 3 years to get them to the U.S. Just gorgeous. And there's like this big glass divider between the tasting room and the distillery. And you just stare at these gorgeous pot stills. It's just a nice experience. And the whiskey was good.
I really like that. And I like it substantially better than the standard offering.
I agree.
The finish is way longer. It's got this menthol-y, eucalyptus brightness to it.
Yep.
Quite good.
Yeah, so the nose is definitely different. And I do think it's that mintiness or that pininess with some sweetness that you don't get in the standard issue.
And what's
bottle.
funny is the single barrel is a little hotter on the tongue, but the ethanol on the nose on the standard offering is much stronger.
It's more forward.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a nice bottle.
Yeah, so I think that's fun. If you see Rittenhouse single barrels and you like rye, I wouldn't pass it up. Donner pass. Yeah, see, Rittenhouse would be a good bottle for an upscale cocktail bar. 100%, because I have an upscale cocktail bar here, and I use Rittenhouse all the time for that. I kind of go back and forth between that and the Wild Turkey 101 rye.
French to me. I don't really understand anything you're saying. Cocktails, not my jam. Okay, all right.
Let us move on to
spirits.
to the hotter of the two.
Yeah, let's take a little sip of the old aqua. I think.
So let's remind everybody that the first ever cask strength release of Boulder Spirits Bourbon is the emptier one, and it's delicious. We loved it. We talked about it a lot. Some insignificant whiskey writer that you may probably haven't heard of, Fred Minnick, it was his 10th top 10 bottle last year overall.
You can see we liked it.
Clearly he had lurked on Fridays and so we loved it. Local store did a barrel pick of the cask strength. I gotta tell you, when we first opened it, I was a wee bit disappointed that you talked me into paying $75 for that.
Anthony, this is the one from Spirits that you tasted when you were our guest on our show, and I want to go back to it because the last time I was in Spirits, I think they still had a bottle of this left. My wife has really been enjoying the first cask strength. Mm-hmm. That bottle's almost gone on our shelf, so I would love another bottle of cask strength. And if Spirits still has it, I kind of want to buy it, but I haven't had this since.
Well, you're about to. And I'll tell you this: when we opened it, I was disappointed. Not like it's terrible, it just wasn't as mind blowing as the first one. But I've been back to it since, and let's clear out so you can see it.
Pour cam. So I'm pouring in these ones. I'm pouring just the regular cask strength, the first one that we got that we loved.
Yep. I've been back to it and I liked it better, but it's interesting. And this was not a large batch, the first one. It was, I think, you can go check. If you go to the YouTube channel, search Boulder Spirits, you'll see I did the open the bottle video at Boulder Spirits with Ryan Nagley, their global marketing manager. And I think it was 6 barrels that made up. Do you want to keep doing that? Or do you...
I was just trying to fill space.
Yeah, 6 barrels. So not a big batch, but certainly not a single barrel.
While you sip that, I'm going to pour the other one. Do you want to... Right. This is the Spirits Wine and Provisions.
Kathy, come out, and we'll go to the distillery and get us a. They have the largest copper pot still in the state of Colorado. It's 1,200 gallons, I think it is.
All right, so this is the
original batched 6-barrel version.
Delicious.
It's just stellar.
Yeah, it's really good. This was the one where the first time I tasted it, it was just a big blast of heat, and then it mellowed out, and it was just all flavor. But I don't get the heat anymore.
I've just never gotten the heat on it.
I don't get it
It's
anymore.
so good.
This is really good.
Hey, Shelby.
Shelby! Hello.
That's so good.
All right.
None of that's going in the dump.
No.
It's just fat. It's sweet. It's the first small distillery cask strength bourbon that, to me, stands up against Booker's and all the other heavyweight.
I want to take a sip between. Well, actually, Yeah. I'm going to take a sip between.
Okay. Well, I'll go with you on that.
All right. All right, so now here's spirits, wine, provisions pick that we were pretty lukewarm on when Anthony was on the show.
Tell you what, that's a lot of ethanol in the nose right then.
For the big one? Ooh, yeah, you're right. Holy cow. Do you think that's a function of the glass, though?
It could be.
Yeah.
You want me to get a bunch more glasses out?
Mm-hmm. Bring them all out.
Now it's going to be hard to tell them apart.
So the spirits one...
Yes, it's a function of the glass.
That's what I thought. Because I'm smarts. I'm all of the smarts.
That's why I hang out with you. It's not because you're pretty.
So the spirits one's a little hotter and a little bit more ethanol on the tongue, but I get more vanilla. You getting that?
It's way better than when we opened it.
I think it's delicious. I don't think it's as good as
It is not.
this one.
And it's not necessarily the flavor. I don't know if it's vanilla, but there's something different in that flavor.
But that's good.
This has just got a little more of a bite to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the proof's almost the same within a point.
So 66 points. So within 0.6.
So it's 2 proof points higher, basically. Or 1.5.
I'm not good at math, but that's 0.6 proof points.
67.5 and 60.9 is
I'm an
9 proof points. You're right. It's 0.8.5. Whatever.
No, it's 0.6.
Percentage points. But proof
Oh,
points.
proof points. Oh. I thought I was out.
I double mathed you.
You mathed so hard you went around again and double mathed
The
me.
proof is essentially the same.
The proof is the same. That's not
But
embarrassing.
hey, good
for me
on
at
you
all.
for hanging in there.
Hey, I tried. I was about to get a calculator out. According to this actuarial table, I like this a lot better than I did the first time we bought it.
As
Or
it
first
sits,
time we
though,
tried
the nose is picking. I think you're right on the vanilla thing.
Yeah.
It's just got much more vanillin in it from the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
What about, we don't know anything about, we know the age state on that was 5, right? The first one?
it. On this one,
Do we know anything about that? Does not appear
No,
that we know anything about that.
that's a negative Ghost Rider.
But you got to figure they laid those barrels down. I think they had an idea these were going to be cast strength, so they're probably pretty close to being laid down at the same time. So it's probably 5 or maybe a little more since it took longer to put that one in the bottle.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were pretty hard on this, though. I mean, like we were actively not digging this,
And I can taste why. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not as mind blowing as the first one. But
No.
it is certainly worth every dollar of the $75.
Yeah.
For it.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of what I'm turning over in my head is like, if I don't know if it's still there at this point, but if it was still there, would I grab it at 75? I think I would.
What about in between there? Is it good enough that you'll try and hide it in your backpack when you leave here today?
I mean, the backpack's already pretty full of stuff I'm stealing today.
It's good.
It is.
It's bitier on the finish. We never had that before.
That's a first.
That's the first here on Friday Sips Live.
I also got it on my computer. Good. Is there a rag nearby?
Yeah,
Cool. All right. Well, that's good.
you can go get it. I'll get a towel or a paper towel up by the sink, pass that. So, very good. I don't know, though, in this case, clearly the standard offering is better. It's a little different than the Rittenhouse, though. I mean, the standard offering of the Rittenhouse bottled and bond, even though it's got to be the same season, is probably hundreds of barrels. So, a little different when you talk about a 6-barrel batch versus what's dozens or hundreds of barrels.
So the 6-barrel batch. I mean, that was how many of those were produced? Like total bottles.
Oh,
I mean, was that
there
like,
was 100 and no, I don't remember. There was 180 of the trailheads when I was there. I don't remember how many. And most of it got sold to distillery.
okay? So this is like special.
Yeah, I mean, it did go out. You could buy it around here. I don't know how far it went out.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little different in that, but for sure, the standard offering significantly better.
So when you see a single barrel, I get like these single barrel picks from all over the place. We've had pretty good luck with them consistently. Do you think that's? I mean, are we seeing more of these now because they're looking for differences? They're looking for something special, or I mean, is it still a safe bet to buy a single barrel?
Well, single barrel's not better. Yeah, it depends on who's picking it. But I think there's always been, since the dawn of single barrel picking stuff in stores, there's always been people that either picked to the flavor profile, like I want the profile of the standard offering, I just want better. And then there's always been people that pick off profile.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that that's any different. I think the difference may be that because of COVID, people stopped going to distilleries. They had to deal with just samples being sent to them. And a lot of stores, Hazel still does that. I don't know for sure, but I don't think they ever actually go to Kentucky and pick things. They're getting sent.
Since COVID? Because
ever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they ever go. I don't know for sure. I'll ask Max next time I'm there.
Okay. Well, you're talking specifically Hazel's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, in a lot of stores, Molly's does that kind of back and forth. Sometimes Molly's goes to pick the barrel, and sometimes they get samples sent.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variable in there, and I think enough variable that, and this crowd knows for sure, but if you're watching this and you somehow think, because that's the way the marketing suggests, a single barrel is always better. It's not.
Well, that's the cynic in me is like, okay, the single barrel pick thing kind of took off, and it's like, okay, at what point did we just start getting the mail in crap barrels?
But you do, because when they send you 3 bottles and you pick, I mean, that could have been the 3 barrels nobody wanted that was there. So you don't know. It doesn't mean it is. It just doesn't mean it's always better.
Right.
So don't never assume it's better just because it's a single pick.
Kathy would like to know the state of your feet.
Pretty good. It took 3 weeks before I could put shoes on and ride again. I still have scabs on both feet, but they're no pain and it's worked. And I've ridden, 150 or 200 miles in the last couple of weeks. So I'm better. Thank you for asking.
It was 2 heels of a walking horror show for a little while.
It was pretty ugly. Yeah.
No, but you're back on the bike, and Rebuild Mark is continuing.
Yes. So we're going to do a fun ride called the Foco Fondo in Fort Collins, Colorado. More of a multi-surface event rather than a pure gravel event, and with fun rest stops.
I was thinking maybe I would come up and have a little dram at one of the rest stops for you.
I'd drink some whiskey. This is good.
I've been known to sip.
Yeah. So 2 different results. One is the single barrel store pick, not as good but still delicious. And the other one, pretty impressive that such an inexpensive bottle, if somebody bothers to do a store pick of that, then you get a chance to buy something different, a little bit off profile and better in our estimation, and it's still only $30-something.
That's actually got me a little excited because, usually when you see these single barrel picks, they're always on mid to high end bottles. This is the first one I've seen that's kind of in that.
Well, no, Heaven Hill does it. Like this, the Elijah Craig small batch,
that's
the
true.
Larceny. They're and Buffalo Trace. There's a lot of Buffalo Trace store picks. They should be easily available and cheap. They're just not.
The Buffalo Trace store pick, the last one I got was really unimpressive. So
I don't think you can expect that to be impressive.
Well, but
there's some geeks that just collect them. In fact, the guy that owns a distillery near here, not long month away from here.
Oh, right, yes.
He's a big aficionado of Buffalo Trace store. He's got hundreds of them.
Really?
Yeah. And not that we want to open any more bottles, but I have some standard offering Buffalo Trace open, and I have a handful of
I don't want to say that.
Store picks.
I want to say.
They're inexpensive. When Hazel's has them, they're just the same $25.
Yeah, they're cheap.
And then, Weller Special Reserve, you don't care for that. I like it. There used to be tons of those picks that were whatever price the normal bottle was. I don't ever see those anymore.
Larry, standard issue Rittenhouse around $25. The store pick was 32, 33?
30 or 32, I don't remember.
Yeah. So pretty inexpensive either way.
And I never mind if they put a few bucks on the store pick. That's a big investment.
Sure.
Especially, at 100 proof and a younger, 5 or 6 year old, not a lot of evaporations happen. That's, I don't know, 180, 200 bottles, 220 bottles. That's a big investment to buy that much. So I don't mind if they put $5 or $6 on top of that for the store pick.
We talked frequently about getting a practical still pick, and it's really expensive.
Yeah, I'd give $1,000. You give $1,000?
Sure.
Anybody else in for $1,000? buy some barrel.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like everybody here would get like 10 bottles because we're the only ones buying them.
Yeah, we have to work that out where we didn't have to buy all of them.
Yeah.
But whatever store we worked with would buy the rest of them.
And sell them, yeah. I don't know. I mean, the spirits one it's growing on me.
It's good, no doubt. And there is an interesting and pleasant flavor present in that one that's not present in the other one. But overall, there's just not that many bourbons in a $75 price range cast strength that are that good. That's really good.
And to be fair, I mean, this was such a limited run thing. I mean, it's not surprising that this would be the one.
And it was their first one, and they had been waiting to do it. So I'm sure they picked every perfect barrel they had that went in there. But whatever they did, I don't really care. It was delicious.
It is.
And I wish I had bought more of them.
All of them.
And maybe I'll ask Ryan, because I did at one point ask him to hold me one.
It's true.
It was a year ago. But
Do you think this guy likes you that much? I don't know.
I'm not sure he even remembers who I am when I email him.
Yeah, that was good, though. I think that's worth... In fact, we should...
Anthony's got 5 guys in town willing to throw down.
Well...
I'm sure it's a long line to get into, but we do know one place we can get in line up front.
That's true.
Maybe, actually, probably at Boulder Spirits, too.
I'll tell you what, Kathy, you buy this T-shirt for $1,000, we'll get you a barrel. I think it'd be fun. Practical still barrel.
Yeah. We want to do bourbon. We want to do a Lenny barrel. Do an American single malt.
I don't know. I would want to do a bourbon, I think. Well, I don't know. I don't know. The world is our oyster.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
We don't even need a reason.
No. We're good at spending money. That part's easy. Yeah.
And we have to pay for it all up front.
Yeah.
But we can recoup some of that because of the 3-tier system. We have to work with actually, that's not, I'm not going to say why. I know that's not exactly true. It's not exactly true. But in general, we have to work with a distributor and a retailer. That retailer may sell some of those bottles instead of making us pay for them.
I think if we could get a barrel of this, not this, but like Boulder Spirits, I think that'd be cool. Because they also offer an American single malt. They also have a bourbon. So we could kind of have our
and I have had their cast strength, because I don't think they sell a cast strength. Maybe they do. I think they do single barrels. But I've had cast strength Boulder Spirits single malt. It's quite good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll tell you what else. When I was in there doing that video, Ryan went to the barrel a la Lenny with the big straw.
Yeah.
And I got to taste 2 bourbons finished in Armagnac barrels. And I'm not the biggest finish guy, but holy crap, they were good. If they haven't bottled those up, maybe we could buy one of those.
I think maybe what we really need to do to scratch this itch is we just need to buy big long straws. Just drink all of our...
Doesn't matter what we drink. We'll just drink out of bottles with big long straws.
I think that was like the highlight of our whiskey journey.
Yeah. Well, we'll investigate a little bit.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Kathy, email me, Dan at Brown Tie Media or Dan at Practical Still, either one. I will get it. Send me your t-shirt size. If anyone else wants a t-shirt, just shoot me an email. Not charging you guys. I'll just ship them to you. So yeah, please.
I only have one Practical Still phallic t-shirt.
I have 0.
Yeah.
So
I bought one just to see what it looked like. And I made the logo as big as I could make it for the t-shirt, which is probably part of the problem. Mm-hmm. Probably shouldn't have made it quite so big.
It's very prominent, we'll say.
My mother made it clear she wishes I would not wear that t-shirt.
All right.
Okay.
That's enough of that.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. It's been a good Friday.
We'll see you next week.
We're going to stop drinking now when we turn the cameras out and not have any more whiskey.
None at all. I won't be here for 9 more hours. Yeah.
There's Watts.
Watts says goodbye.
Watts says everybody. It's a good puppy. He's saving my life for the 4th time today. Good boy. That's okay. There's a tip for the dog owners. When your dogs bark, if you tell them not to do it, they're protecting you and you're yelling at them. They think you're joining in. But if you tell them they're a good boy, they stop doing it.
All right.
Cheers.
Free advice.
Free advice about dogs today. Okay.
Bye, all.